everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my review for the Happytime Murders. This movie was directed by Brian Henson, the son of Jim Henson. He created The Muppets. He was one of the creative forces behind Labyrinth and The Dark Crystal. He did a lot. And his son made something bad. I'll just say it right here. This movie was awful. I hated sitting through it. The movie was 90 minutes long, and it felt like I was watching it for 4 days. The story goes that Melissa McCarthy and this puppet cop have to solve a murder case. That's pretty much it. In a world where humans and puppets coexist. Somewhat. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's talk about what I liked, because there was actually a couple of things that I found at least tolerable. I didn't like them or love them, I just found them tolerable. Melissa McCarthy, in my opinion, was the best part of the movie. I have liked her in other movies, and in here she has a couple of funny lines. I laughed exactly 5 times in the movie. 3 times involved Melissa McCarthy. And the puppet cop, I believe his name is Phil Phillips, he was fine. He was the standard burnout cop, but the only thing was, he was a puppet. And this is the thing. Here's the rub with this movie. It's the same standard cop that got fired and now has to make his way back, but just with puppets. It's the same stuff, just done a little differently. Now granted, I would have liked something like this if the movie weren't so unflinchingly committed to being unlikable. And that's what this movie is. This is an egregious pile of crap that, like I said, felt like I was watching it for 4 days. I was sitting there just like, why are you still going? All of the jokes, you literally have heard them before. The only reason anyone would think they were new, it's because they're coming out of the mouths of puppets. And remember at the beginning when I said that this world has humans and puppets living together? The world makes no sense. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, it's a movie. You know, what do you expect? That's fine if it's going to be a movie, but it just made no sense because these puppets were doing human things, except they're puppets. Half of the puppets in this movie smoke cigarettes. And they don't even have lips or lungs. Shouldn't the smoke, when it enters their lungs, cause the puppet to, burst into flames? This is something I normally avoid in a lot of movies because, hey, it's fantasy. They're trying to take us to a different world. That I can respect. But when you take the world of humans and the world of puppets and you throw them together, it's like trying to put a square peg into a round hole. It's like if you're watching Blade Runner and all of a sudden Snagglepuss shows up. Boy, wouldn't that be a weird crossover. It'd certainly be a lot better than this pile of crap. And like I mentioned earlier, the jokes were just not funny. Like I said, I laughed exactly 5 times. I counted. Every time I went or I counted, and it was exactly 5 times. The rest of the jokes were either confused, awkward, or just generally unpleasant. Now, before anyone gets on my case, let me just say that I'm open to liking a movie like this. I like South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I like Team America World Police. Do you want to know why those are good movies? Because they know what they are. And they play up what they are. And the writing is so much better. In this movie, the jokes are basically aimed at the lowest common denominator. And it's just painful to watch. 2 weeks, 2 horrid ratings. And yes, this movie is absolutely horrid. I found this movie unpleasant. It rubbed me entirely the wrong way. If you like it, more power to you. But for me, this is one of the worst movies I've seen all year. But that's all for me, guys. Stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to be uploading a much funner video about something cool that I did just this past weekend. If you like this video, however, please be sure to leave a like and to also subscribe, and that That way you can never miss a new video. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all my social media links will be in the description below. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.